This section of work looks at the triangle. Now, there's some really important information that we know about triangle and the triangles and the way that the angles are all related. And so what we should already know is that all of the interior angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. We call this the sum. So the sum of the angles inside a triangle add up to 180. And we're going to be looking at three different types of triangles: the equilateral, the isosceles, and the scalene. Now, the equilateral triangle has all of its angles inside being exactly the same. So because we know all the angles add up to 180, 180 divided by 3 is 60. So all the angles in an equilateral add up to or are 60 degrees. An isosceles triangle has two angles the same. And because two angles are the same and two sides are the same, therefore it is an isosceles. So only one of the angles in that triangle is not the same as the other two, but they still all add up to 180 degrees. So two sides the same, two angles the same. That is isosceles. And the last one, which is scalene, no sides are the same length and no angles are the same in the triangle. So it has three different angles in the triangle. But again, all of the angles will add up to 180 degrees. So let's use some of that information to work out the answer to the next question. The next question says find the angle or find the unknown angle x in the triangle. So what we should know is that all of those angles add up to 180. We don't know if it's isosceles or scalene at this stage. We definitely know it's not equilateral, but that doesn't matter. What we do know is that x plus 85 degrees plus 55 degrees all equals 180 degrees. So when you take those two away, so take away 85 degrees, take away 55 degrees, we can do it all in one hit on our calculator. We end up with x equal to 40 degrees. Let's make sure we show some working out there. In this next example, we're asked to find the value of x, but we're told that it's an isosceles triangle. And an isosceles triangle, again, what do we know? Two sides the same, two angles the same. So because these two sides are the same, it means that these two angles must be the same. So it's the angle that they make with the horizontal there. So how would we go about working that out? Well, again, we know that all of the angles add up to 180. So we have x plus, now that must be an x as well, so plus another x plus 40 all equals 180 degrees. What's x plus x? Well, that's 2x plus 40 equals 180. Okay, let's do some simple algebra here. So let's take the 40 away. And 180 take away 40 is 140 degrees. And we know that 2x is 140. So if we divide by 2, we know that 1x is equal to 70 degrees. Now remember I said there's lots of interesting things about triangles and the way the angles are related. Well, this is called the exterior angle theorem. But really, all that it means is if you have these two angles in your triangle, when you add them together, they're actually going to be equal to this angle here, not the one inside the triangle, the one on the outside. So if we put that into practice here, what you can see is that in this example, you're looking for the exterior angle. So what do you know? Using the rule, you know that x must be equal to 95 plus 50 degrees. These two. All right, so when you add them together, you get 145 degrees. Now this last one is interesting because there's a couple of ways you can do it, but if we use the information that we've just learnt about exterior angle theorem, what you could say here is that this angle plus this angle is equal to 70. So x plus 30 is equal to 70. And take the 30 across, so 70 take away 30. Remember, it becomes the opposite when you bring it across, and that becomes 40 degrees.